What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Hollywood Sports. If you're new to the channel, guys, welcome to Hollywood Sports and Team Hollywood. Welcome back to another video. Hey, guys, of course, just like the title says, I want to give you my impressions of Madden NFL 21's beta. But, guys, you see my Hitman in Red Zone, NFL Red Zone. We got to get Madden in the Red Zone, guys. We got to get this game in the Red Zone so we can score. Y'all know what I'm saying? But first of all, guys, I want to talk about the good things I liked in the game. Then I'll talk about the bad things, okay? The first thing I want to say that playing offense is fun. Playing offense is fun in this game. I love it, man. I love the way that, I'll talk about that in a sec. I'll talk about everything in a sec. The game had slightly better graphics. Beautiful graphics. I thought it was an upgrade in graphics. Some of y'all might think so, I don't know, but I thought the game was a little bit better in graphics. The game plays a lot smoother, guys. Better player movement. The game just plays smoother. It looks smoother. Everything seems like it's balanced in the way the game moves and operates, and the way the players move. I thought that was pretty good. I like the game sounds of the game. I thought the sounds were a little bit different, kind of a little bit immersive, because I like the crowd cheers in the game. I thought that was well done. But yeah, man, I kind of like the sounds of the game. That I really was pleased about that. And the game controls, man. The controls, running, throwing, everything about the controls were really good. So I love the control in the game. Let's see. I like the sideline cutscenes, guys. You know, I think they're not going in the direction of real living worlds on the sidelines. How they act and be on the sidelines. I think they're going away from that. And if you'll notice in this game, they did a good job with the sideline cutscenes. I think they brought it in at the right moments during the game. It kind of gave you a little bit of immersion. How they celebrated on the sideline. The coaches was upset on the sideline. The coaches congratulated the players on the sideline. You saw. I'm hoping that's the offensive coordinator. You know, they showed the guy showing the iPad or whatever you call those things, and then you see the plays. You can see the feel on it, like he was talking to the players about what he saw on the film. I thought the immersion of those sideline cutscenes were well done. I really think that, but us waiting on the real living world sidelines, I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I love those cutscenes. I thought they were done really well. I think they're a nice touch. There was a lot of activity going on the sideline, so I really like that part. When the players go in motion, I thought that was really done well. They didn't, sometimes, in Madden 20, the guys go in motion, they do the sideline shuffle to go in motion. But here in this game, man, they actually turn and face the direction they're going in. I thought the foot planning was good. Guys going in motion looked good. The player movement was pretty good as far as guys going in motion. And I really love the quarterbacks, guys. The quarterbacks, I think the AI quarterback, the quarterback AI is smarter. I thought quarterbacks found the open receivers really fast. In Madden 20, sometimes they'll just sit there and sit there and sit. There's open receivers, and they get sacked. I thought, because I was playing with Tom Brady most of the time, he got rid of the ball really quickly. He made the right decisions, found open running backs. He hit his check downs. He didn't just sit there and get sacked. So I really love that part of the game, how the quarterbacks seem a lot more knowledgeable. They're more aware of what's going on the field. Yeah, the quarterback AI is smarter in Madden 21, the beta. At least the beta it is, okay? Let's see. The quarterbacks, when they're throwing out of sacks, I thought that was really well done. It looked realistic how their arms were affected trying to throw the ball, their throw power, everything was in. It just looked good when you saw it, how they were trying to throw out of the sack. It affected the throw, all of those things, man. I love that. That really looked good. And of course, it's going to matter with the quarterback's arm strength on how well they get the ball out, how much arm strength they're going to use, depending on how far their arm going forward. All that really looked good in the game as far as the quarterbacks. I like the quarterbacks' movements, how they were moving around in the pocket, how they rolled out. It all looked natural. I love the play fakes, the play action fakes. I love the handoffs. All that stuff involving the quarterback, man, looked really good. The play actions, all that looked good. So I thought the quarterback play was pretty good. Even though I was playing with Brady, man. The receivers, I like the way the receivers hold on to the football. You know, you can actually rack catch now, and you can run after catch. But in Madden 20, you had to do a possession catch and get your butt on the ground. Otherwise, most likely, it's going to get knocked out, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I felt like the receivers held on to the football a lot. They wrapped up before they got tackled. I like those type of animations. But the receivers, man, they're running their routes right. The routes didn't look all mingled. The routes were nice and spaced. I mean, just the offense looked really good. Like I said in the beginning, guys, I love how the offense ran. The running backs made good decisions on finding a hole. You could control them good. They had nice jukes. But sometimes the running backs fluttered their feet a little bit sometimes. It wasn't a smooth transition on the jerks. There's a little flutter in their feet sometimes when I look at the replay. Well, other than that, man, the offense played really well. The wide receivers were catching the football. The quarterbacks was doing good. So I love that you can actually run off the catch now because you got the good control. We can spin move, catch it real quick, and try to get some more yards after the catch. I like the fact that the defenders, when they're engaged in a block against the offensive lineman or something, and the running back the ball carrier goes right by them, they are aware that that ball carrier is going by them. I like that. They try to get away. They try to reach out. They try to do a lot of things. They don't don't see the running back going right by them, right? I thought that was done well. I tried to see more of it. You know, I wanted to see if it was more consistent, but when I saw the breakdowns, if that back is going right by the defender while he's engaged in a block, he's going to try to make an attempt to get that tackle. I thought that worked pretty good. The tackling is better when they're making the tackle. And I'll talk about the bad things about tackling, but when they engaged in the tackle, the tackling is a lot better. And I love the football tangibility. I love the ball tangibility and the ball physics, man. Great. Especially the trajectory on deep passes. When you're throwing the ball looks beautiful going through the air. I love the trajectory on these passes, man. The quarterbacks gets the ball out. There's good ball physics. I just love it, the way it sounds when they kick the ball, when they punt the ball. All ball physics just look good for me. I hope they stay that way. I was satisfied, especially the pass trajectories. They look beautiful. And the way the receivers were bringing the balls in, it looked beautiful, guys. So I like that. I really like that. And another thing I like about defense is the user. When guys try to get on the middle of the field, like with a Bobby Wagner or something like that, they play in the middle of the field, right? They can't cover 3 and 4 guys. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. I love it. They can't do it, guys. They can't cover 3 and 4 guys. And some guys, if they're really good at using, which I used to applaud those guys the way they use it like that, but they can't cover that much area anymore, baby. I love it. If it stays that way. Now, the defense as a whole was moving slow. Getting into my bad. The defense as a whole, their anticipations were slow. Their reaction time was slow. Their awareness wasn't good. The defense just wasn't good as a whole, guys. But I love the offense, guys. Let's see. But the users, they can't roam the field. They have to click on now. So if they want to get to a person, they got to click on to that person. They can't take one guy and cover 3 and 4 guys. They can't do that anymore, and I hope that stays that way. But I know the comp guys, man, these guys that compete, these pros that go in these Madden tournaments, they ain't going to like that. They're going to complain. They're going to complain. They're going to complain about that. And I saw a lot of complaints, man, in the feedback, in the forums, man. I saw a lot of people complaining about that. Oh, I can't cover everybody no more. But so now you got to click on to that defender if you want something to happen. You can't take one guy and say, I'm going to cover him, I'm going to cover him, I'm going to cover him, I'm going to cover him. You can't do that anymore. You got to click on to the actual defender if you're trying to cover that wide receiver or whoever, right? I love that part. Now let's talk about the bad. Okay, let's talk about the bad guys. The first thing I noticed, the player avoidance system. You know how they say players are going to avoid each other in between plays and after the play? Well, that avoidance system activated too fast. As you can see the players, how they shuffle around each other. They do let us shuffle, avoid each other. But they did that too early, even before the play was over. And so you'd be like, the play's not over, go make the tackle. But they was already doing their play avoidance too early. So that needs to be tuned. I didn't like that. I felt like they should be going in and make that tackle instead of focusing on their play avoidance. It's a new system. I like it. But again, it just needs to be tuned, guys. Let's see. The defensive coverage sucks. Okay, can I put it that simple? Defensive coverages suck. Okay, they're not good. But then again, Madden coverages always suck. Except for the one time, guys, I think it was my first EA play, Madden 18, and the coverages was on point. They weren't doing those dumb swat downs. They were picking the balls off, and people complain, guys. Oh, it's overpowered, right? I haven't seen defense like that since Madden 18. But again, the game was never released that way. It wasn't released that way. But yeah, but every year after that, guys, the zones never work. They're really bad in this game. They don't anticipate. Their reaction times are slow. Their awareness is bad. It's just bad on defense. They really need to tune that up, man. It seems like the overall defense was just slow. It's like they didn't belong on the field. They were confused. They were taking bad angles. You know, sometimes the pursuit angles were good, but they did a lot of hesitating on defense. Defense overall is just bad, guys. The coverages just wasn't that good. Players moving too slow. They hesitate. Their reaction times was bad. It's just bad. Okay. Now the tackling, when they got involved in the tackling, was okay. Now another thing I didn't like is when they get ready to do that breakdown move, it seems like that they got confused whether to go in and get the tackle or do a breakdown move and get the tackle. I thought there was a little hesitating on that, which ruined some of the angles, pursuit angles a little bit. It was just kind of offline. It was like it didn't match up. The angles was all bad. Defenders just look confused out there all the time, guys. So, you know, you probably scored a lot on offense. But yeah, man, I thought the drop zones did okay. I tried some of those online. I didn't try those against the CPU. I tried some of the online ones to see how they played, so I can kind of get familiar on how they're going to play in different drops, 5, 10, 15, 20. Even if it didn't make sense for me to make the adjustment, I still adjusted it anyway just to see how they would play. The wide receiver, defensive back interactions are horrible. They are horrible, man. They are horrible, okay? Usually, if you throw it to the wide receiver, he never tries to get the ball. He's immediately trying to play defense, okay? Either the defensive back went for the ball or the receiver went for the ball. They never both go up to challenge for the football. You never see that, okay? You throw it to the wide receiver, he goes into a tackle animation. He doesn't even try to attempt to catch the ball. And sometimes when you're throwing the pass, the receiver goes up for the ball, but the defensive back don't go up for the ball. He immediately doesn't even challenge, try to get an interception, do anything. He immediately goes for the tackle. So it's either one or the other. They never both compete for the football. They never compete for the football, guys. And I think you can see sometimes it was one-to-one interactions because they're trying to get away from two-man interactions. I saw two-man interactions still in the game. They haven't worked on that, but the one-to-one issues, either the one guy attacked the ball, the other guy went for the tackle, or if the receiver went for the ball, the cornerback went for the tackle. They never challenge the football together. So that needs a lot of work. Their interactions suck when it comes to challenging for the football. I didn't like that at all. Let's see. So that was a big issue for me. It really took my immersion away with how the defense was playing. It really did. The halfbacks seem to do a lot of unnecessary stiff arms. You know, there's no player within 5 yards of them, but they stick out their stiff arm when it's unnecessary. They can still be running and juking and whatever, but it seems like they stuck out their stiff arms too early or unnecessarily. That was a lot in the game. Let's see. The D-line, I know. The defenders they show that interceptions animations. They're nowhere near the ball. I mean, nowhere near the receiver. And they going the interception animation activates, and they're nowhere near the receiver. How come I didn't see that animation activate not once when it comes to the DB wide receiver interactions. Nobody had that, the animation to go after the ball. One was either tackling or one was either catching. That was it. Okay? So I didn't like that, how they, it's almost like the unnecessary reach for interceptions when you're nowhere near the play. Okay? It didn't mesh up. The timing wasn't right when those animations went on. So they need to tune that. The D-line, I did like the pass rush. I don't know if I said that before. I did like the pass rush from the D-line. But the D-line, their angle of pursuit was bad. Pursuit to the ball carriers, I thought the D-line and the linebackers took bad angles. It's almost like they wanted to be blocked. They didn't hit their gaps. I saw a lot of, when I did a lot of replays, the ball carrier would be going through the gap. The defensive guy wouldn't come directly at him. He would kind of go left or right or shift or whatever and go right into the offensive line and say, he blocked me. It's like they want to be blocked. They didn't attack their gaps, I thought, where the offensive line job is to go and attack them or prevent them from hitting the gaps or wherever the play is going. But I saw the defensive line kind of giving them the angle so the offensive line can make the block. So I don't know if that's their way of improving blocking on the offensive line. But yeah, I didn't like the way the linebackers and the defensive linemen took their angles towards the ball carrier. I thought their angles was way off. What else? So their gap integrities wasn't right. It was probably easy to run it on a beta too. It looked good running the ball on a beta. You had, like I said, you had good control, but their guys weren't hitting their gaps on defense. The defense just needed a lot of work, guys. Let's see. I love the O-line. I forgot to talk about this. The O-line's memory. When you try to, I did a lot of work practicing playing D-line and defensive end and D tackles, working on the control. Those work pretty good, but I said, let me try this same move a few times to see if the lineman, his light lit up. He got familiar. He was more aware of that same move you kept putting on him. So that's working. The offensive line memory to that defensive defender, what that move they put on, a spin move or whatever they did, the offensive line were remembering those moves. So I like that. It kind of helps with the, even though the offense, the trenches still look like Madden 20. I don't think the trenches improved. But I think the only thing it improved, it made the alignment smarter, their awareness better on same types of moves where they react. It seemed like the lineman reacted a lot faster, like they already knew what move the lineman was going to do. So I repeated those moves a lot, looked at it in the replays, it looks pretty good. So I did like the O-line, their memory. I guess their adaptive AI to the certain blocks they get. I like that. Again, the defensive line pursuits were bad to the ball carrier. Overall, the defense sucks, guys. Overall, they need to badly tune the defense, and I think because they worked on the tackling, they worked on the pursuit angles, they worked on the breakdown tackles, more open, so they can do more open field tackling. But I think there's a lot of hesitation between those guys. Their reaction times aren't there. Their awareness is not there. The defense just needs a lot of work. You guys probably scored a lot of points. I mean, I was scoring. I felt good and all. It felt good to do my celebrations and all that scoring, man. But, I know the defense wasn't playing good. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much my impressions. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to upgrade this current gen to next gen. And I'm thinking, if next gen is not a big leap, that's the only way they can do it. How can they take current gen and give you a free upgrade to next gen, unless they mean the PS5 is basically going to be backwards compatible so you can play your current gen console. I mean your current gen game on PS5. Because I don't see how it may look good at graphic wise, but the way it plays, I don't see how it's going to be an upgrade to next gen. So I'm just looking forward to next gen, guys. I know they're going to start talking about that soon. Maybe showing us and telling us some more things about the next gen gameplay, because we only saw the trailer with FIFA. But yeah, hey, if they fix the defense, guys, I think current gen Madden will be playing pretty well. If they fix all the problems on defense, the pursuit, anticipation, just speed it up a little bit on defense, But I know they're going to change that user on defense because people are going to complain about that like crazy, that they can't use it and cover 3 and 4 guys at the same time. That's one thing I think it's not going to stay that way when the game releases. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did the best I could. I took my time. I didn't try to rush my impressions out. I took my time and really try to do the right thing. Give some good input on this game, man. Alright guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll just say thanks for watching.